They'll be calling you a radical. Kevin Blanch. I think my mind was forecasting. I painted that in 1994. This is my video on my 1 millionth fuck. I want to clarify a bunch of things first before I go on this rant of mine today about repression, about the Pussy Riot verdict, about the IEA, the NRC is their grooming through the media now. I want to clarify a few things about my disease, my leukemia. I was in the hospital all day yesterday. I am still very sick, very sick. The good news and the bad news. We'll start with the bad news. The bad news is I am not getting better. My counts are dead, stuck in. These doctors are baffled. I have some severe bleeding going through my arms. The good news is I feel pretty good. And the good news is I'm not getting worse. This is a long haul, I know that. The doctors had a long talk with me. Dr. Mitchell, that beautiful, incredible mind of hers, had a long talk with me. She says, Kevin, and anybody of you read my post-ignorance book, you know my bout I have with the number 11. Wow. And then I get admitted on 11/11/11. She says, when you came in, which I was misdiagnosed, have I seen the best and the worst of the healthcare system in America? Yeah. For the first 4 weeks, how am I alive? I had some horrible fucking pieces of fucking shit. It's Dr. Brown, I see, should be in a prison cell. These fuckers gave me 3 months to live, misdiagnosed, really didn't give a fuck, no compassion. You ought to hear the way they told me. Oh, it's pathetic. Have I seen the best? Yeah. They saved my life. She says, when you come in here, you're so critical. You do understand it's a miracle that you're alive. I says, I do. And so she says, you're still sick and you got a long ways to go and this is a horrible, scary battle. Because the alternative with this disease is death. I know that. I'm not in denial about this. She says, you've jumped that major hurdle. She says, and this is going to be a hard walk for you. You just have to go forward. And we talked about what I'm doing with myself. And she says, Kevin, I think it's important for your advocacy to go forward. I really do. I think it's almost like a full-time job for you. And she says, I think that that's where you should go and what you should do. As I set out on my YouTube gig, my post-ignorance gig, my counterculture, counter-repression movement with the YouTube cameras. This YouTube site's very young, really in earnest, only a couple years old. This was started out to prove my hypothesis, my thesis, my conclusion that we are the dumbest people in the world and the truth does not matter. Well, I love it yesterday as the word fuck is put in the dictionary. I've said it, this is my 1 millionth fuck right here. 1 million times I've said fuck on YouTube. There was a method behind my madness the whole time. I didn't just start ranting and raving and screaming fuck out of nowhere. Now, was my path detoured dramatically on this PhD study of mine, this art movement? The whole purpose was to write that leaving hard draft, my foundation for my bigger, broader work, to start to bring some of my art out of the closet, out of the framework, as I've always known that you cannot be a great artist, you cannot be a great economist, you cannot be a great philosopher, you cannot be a great historian. I've known this since I was a kid, until you're at least 50. The two people who meant everything in the world for me, who by the way died at the exact same time, both used to rant it to me over and over. My father used to say, boy, you're way too pretty to have an opinion. You know, and then the legendary Clyde Cooley, who by the way they died within days of each other, tragically, by environmental poisoning, by nuclear fallout. I want this to be clear. I want this to be clear, as all my one-liners that I have. All my cordial conversations are dangerous, passion, intelligence arguments get results. You want to know everything about anyone, just look how and who mows their lawn. Science fiction economics. On Balco, Mark McGuire swinging Albert Bell's bat. They're all mine. They've been there forever as they're pouring out. I want this to be clear. I was going to say, never go over 500 videos was my full intention the whole time. 2, when I read my book online was the end. Was my book different than I set it out to write? A little bit, but not really. As I got detoured. I got detoured by BP because I am, in the core of my being, an environmentalist. from birth. And if you don't think that I've been fighting in the core of me, as I say, I paint in the atomic genre, as I paint in the atomic nuclear medium. If you don't think that, listen to me read my first chapter of The Ballad of Cement. Every single word, my books are so hardcore in truth. Because this is all about the truth. Because I know people don't give a fuck about the truth. Now I'm going to put up a whole other set of videos about the truth about the Federal Reserve. Some incredible footage, some details that I've been working on for a long time. There was going to be another book, but I'm going to do it on YouTube. When I read that final chapter, was that it? Was that in? I thought to myself, yeah, this is probably it. But I thought, this is, as I was detoured by Fukushima, that spill, this is so much more. Me getting cancer is so much more. And then the doctors hand me this thing, the Walk for Light, which is the National Walk for Leukemia. She hands me, she says, look what day that is. I'm like, holy cow. October 13th is the Walk for Light at Sugar House Park. But by the way, early October, you've seen those videos I shoot out at the jetty and whatever, people that have been watching. There's been plenty of people watching my videos from day one. Utah in early October is such a magnificent, incredible gem. It is a Picasso. It is a Malay. It is a Rembrandt. It is a Pollock. It is a Warhol. It is a Van Gogh. All encompassed. It is so magnificent. There's no place like this place in early October. I'm telling you, and people that have migrated here, they know exactly what I'm talking about. That's the walk. That's exactly 1 year from when I got hit by the truck called leukemia. I want to talk about what's going on as the IEA and the NRC as far as their posturing goes. There's a report now that says 14 miles away from Fukushima, and it's being widely published. This is the NRA and the IEA as they're launched a counteroffensive, saying the contamination is very low. I want to first address one thing. They're probably lying. We know that one. And if you think, oh no, how can you say they're lying? Fuck! The fucking media tell the fucking truth about anything. Please, as Colin Powell stands on his fucking... How does he get off the hook and lies his fucking, oh, he was being told what to do, and the media lets him off the hook. Fucking waving fucking Pat Tillman's body around as he's murdered by his own crystal grandstands all the way from the top of the Pentagon. I broke up with a girlfriend recently over this exact same, oh, I'm a military fan. Beautiful girl. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Oh, they would never let that go from there. Are you fucking kidding me? Crystal's a lying fuck. A lying fucking piece of shit, as his boss Bush was. They're lying pieces of shit. Fucks that should be in fucking jail. Okay, partially it probably is true. Why? Because did they protect a lot of Japan by not letting the plume out, by pushing it all into, oh yes. They pushed it all into the Pacific. So what did they do? They pushed it away from the areas of Japan onto us. Onto the world food basket. Instead of a contaminated hundreds of millions in Japan, it's contaminated 7.2 billion on Earth. They did protect those people by pushing it into the ocean. They kicked the can, just like the Fed kicks the can with a zero, just like we all kick the can. And I got some videos I want to talk about the Ayn Randers. As I am a Mormon from here, I'm so disgusted as they turned their fucking back on me. Fuck them too. As fucking Mitt Romney, a fucking Mormon not from here. Karl Rove, a Mormon not from here. Glenn Beck, a Mormon not from here. Harry Reid, a Mormon not from here. Me, a Mormon from here. It fucking kills me how they fucking have incorporated in their fucking heads somehow the Ayn Rand philosophy. And they're fucking anti-Ayn Randers. They're pro-Ayn Randers. Let's talk about this real quick. And I've done some serious videos about this. Who caused this? Who caused this economics? We switched economic policies in 1987, 25 years ago, almost to the day today. And I've got some videos about the Fed. As we went from the Eccles policy, who raised me, Mariner raised me. I have been mentored as you people that say, oh, you're not a fucking artist. What the fuck, please. I am in the broad context as I read that paragraph out of my book, and I will read that. That's what post-ignorance is. Post-ignorance is stepping back and viewing from the broader perspective. It is from fucking knowledge. It is from fucking incorporation, not I draw like a camera, not I fucking do this one thing, do that one thing, do this. It is the broad. I've been educated by the #1 finance professional in the world. I was a very successful derivative trader. I fucking grew up in the cattle futures, in the blood of the context of the fucking word. I am the historian, the Mormon historian. My grandmother is the great Mormon historian who's passed. I have all that fucking literature and all that knowledge that is my brain. I was raised by that drill sergeant fucking romantic fucking father of mine. I had that Hawking trial in my hand, 10,000 jobs, restored the Masonic temple, hand chiseled with Mariner and those fucking Leslie Hodson on my fucking shoulder. I am not fucking some one-trick pony like the rest of you motherfuckers. Oh, I teach fucking art history. You got, and don't watch one of my videos and take me out of fucking context. There are plenty of people who watched all 500. I have so much more. I have so much more. You will see me. I am we. As Mariner was we. As the great fucking Ayn Rander took control. Let's remember, Greenspan did his PhD. He was appointed by the great Ayn Rand, John Bircher. Reagan was a John Bircher. We went from John Steinbeck, as John Steinbeck mentored me, as we went from the fucking I. We went from the we as Steinbeck to the I. You better get out and read Grapes of Wrath again. Read fucking East of Eden again. As I was just like Caleb on the cattle futures floor at 14, making scores as he did. They've been around for years. Oh, the Fed's bad. The Fed's bad. Let's go back to Wildcat Bacon, you forker. The Fed is not bad. Oh, the Fed's been here since 1913. No, no, no. The Fed's been here since fucking Alexander Hamilton, the first secretary, as I shoot those videos from his grave site. Is it called the Fed in Nigeria? Yeah, the central bank. Who do you think funded the fucking Civil War? This has been fucking from day one, you fucking morons. As he took over, as Greenspan took over, we went from, as Steinbeck said, we went from the we to the I. Back to the we, V and the guy who raised me, Mariner Eccles, the Federal Reserve Building is named after. He was a we guy, and you people say, oh, I think guys with money can't be we. You're full of shit. As I grew up here in Utah, I was raised by some of the wealthiest people in the fucking world. These were beautiful we peoples. As those handcart pushing romantics, they were told a fairy tale in fucking the streets of Copenhagen, in the streets of Glasgow, in the fucking streets of Zurich, Switzerland, where my bloodlines come from. As they pushed those handcarts across them, in the balls of ships, and came to this place, and their first line, I have their journals. Every one of these first immigrant Mormons says the same thing. You open up the first page. Thousands of them say the same thing. Zion? Really? These guys told us, Zion, we went through all this pain. Our friends and family died on the trail, froze to death. We went through all that for this. As this YouTube brand of mine started, as it started as one path, just like their path, and I landed. As they got here, for this hot, barren, dry nothing here. This was 105 degrees the day they got here. No fucking trees, no food, no. They made the desert bloom, just like my path. And you think, oh, your path wasn't their path. You surely haven't been watching this vlog. As I was struck down, as I gave the first early report of Fukushima that flowed out of my consciousness, I've been living the fucking nuclear genre, the atomic nuclear genre from birth. It flowed out of my subconscious because I am all of that. I am all of that. It flowed out, and it altered my past so dramatic via this YouTube, via what I said, just like their past. As so many of them left, they stayed, and things came out of it as the desert bloomed. As something came out of my YouTube, as it completely altered. Cancer victims watch this, we knocked together. People can watch my walk along and see if I live or die. As my path has been put in video, as video killed the television star, the media star, it has been put into that path. That is my path, and I will walk that night, not donating money to the Leukemia Society. I'm going to raise money for that hospital, individually, as what they've done for me, as I am fighting for my life every day. Those girls get found guilty on Friday. I am here to tell you. If those girls get found guilty on Friday, you're going to see a fucking eruption go off. Not just in Russia. All over the fucking world, unforeseen. Being these sites, these YouTube, the girls of Glasgow, the girls of Krakow, the girls of San Francisco, the boys in front of DC, people like me. And it's not going to be this. I'm here to tell you, it is not going to be this. And why? Why? And all you fucking punk asses who come into my, as capital P-U-N-K, as I am the nuclear punk, fighting the nuclear punks. Nuclear punk, capital P-U, the symbol for plutonium, another one of mine. Mine, as I painted in this genre. for all those years, as I've sculpted in that genre, as I have freaking written in that genre, as I've lived in the blood of that genre, death. I have leukemia. My father died. I watched him zip him up in the body bag. As we are the leukemia capital of the world. We are the thyroid cancer capital of the world. They're checking my thyroid hardcore every freaking 2 weeks now. It is the fucking symbol. As the IEA and the NA are posturing and grooming and fucking lying, the plume is coming. It is coming. It is coming to California. I'm telling you. And you better be ready. You better start living like you have cancer now, because you think this is just my walk. As I say, you will see. Me. This is me. Me is we. My disease is your disease. As Clear Clarkson's in my sight said, Fukushima comes to earth as the great equalizer. That is one beautiful, that is hers. As Max Kaiser said, the Jerry Sandusky, Jamie Dimon arbitrage. Those are magnificent. They are beautiful. As I was an arbitrage derivative specialist for years, made whole nother book. It is about repression, and you punks who say, oh, those girls get what they deserve. Fuck you, get what they deserve. Fuck ye, please. What did they do? Yeah, they should have been given a misdemeanor, a $100 fine. Fuck says, okay, that's okay. I did tons of stuff worse than that when I was a kid. What the fuck? And they're in jail? They've been in jail for? Are you kidding me? And if you don't fucking know the history of Russia, if you don't know the history of the fucking czars, as I say, well, maybe I am connected. Maybe I have that fucking elite. Remember the fucking disease they all had? You remember that 7 families? As when Ferdinand was killed, you better get up and read my book. Look what he was shot with. And it all comes right back to here, to the Mormons. Ayn Rand caused, the Ayn Rand philosophy caused this, as they kidnapped the Federal Reserve. Who's an Ayn Rander? Ron Paul. He likes to bitch about the Fed when his guy ran the Fed. He's a libertarian Ayn Rander, just like Greenspan. Lower rates when they should have been raising. His son, Ayn Rand Paul, as they bitch and get rid of the Fed when they created it, is degenerate. Let's create this monster, then bitch about it. Paul Ryan, another Ayn Rander. They bitch and bitch and bitch. It was them who created this. Mormon fucking Eccles would spit in Mitt Romney's face. Mitt Romney is not from here. As the Mormon community used to be, we, sophisticated, God-fearing, incredible. The women, multi-millionaires, right? You would never know. Were they loving and kind and giving? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You want to talk classy females? Beautiful, class, sophistication, wealth, art. They were incredible. Incredible. Not now. The Mormons have gone as the rest of the Christian community across this country has gone. They are not Christians. Jesus Christ threw the moneylenders out of the temple. He threw them out. You buy here, pay here. Fucking exploit collection fuckers. You are the devils. You evangelicals, you fuck Catholics around the fucking United States. The Mormons, you are none of you. Jesus Christ hated usury, hated usury, hated usury. You are about usury. Usury is the most anti-Christian. Dropping bombs, mass murder, people never done. You are devils. Every one of you are not Christians. You are not fucking we. You are I. Mitt Romney represents you. And fucking Ron Paul represents you. His son, Ayn Rand Paul, represents you. You are the wees, you baby boomer pieces of shit. Fuck every one of you. This is my 1 millionth fuck. Fuck you.